organizations got together and started talking to each other about a common issue that they had already identified individually. And that was the lack of really good quality childcare in the mountains. All these different organizations were working on ways to help families do better for themselves, to kind of overcome the barriers of whatever it was that was preventing them from getting where they wanted to be in their life. And so in 1990, the Eastern Kentucky Child Care Coalition was formed. And it was formed because people knew that by working together and bringing resources together, much more could be done than any one individual struggling on their own to make something happen. We just knew back then it was the right thing to do so that mountain kids could have the opportunities they needed. Little did we know that so many years later, scientists would finally realize it is exactly the right thing to do. That because what we know of brain research and the developing brain from preconception all the way through the age of 5, a child's brain is still developing. You don't pop out and get what you get. Your environment does impact what happens. And so when people work together to make all environments that young children find themselves in to be the best that they can be, to be the kinds of places that help children nurture, grow, develop to their full potential, then we've done our job and we've done the right thing. We want to keep doing that, and that's why we're so pleased you're here today to support the work that we are doing. And truly this evening mirrors what happened so long ago when people came together to do something really good. Because tonight is a collaboration of artists who are going to present what's very personal to them for all of you. And I think by the end of the evening, what you'll have is a good sense of what Growing Up Right in Eastern Kentucky can produce, as well as an introduction to what happens around the rest of the world. So without further ado, we're going to bring out our first artist. And for those of you who don't know Mitch, he is right from here in this immediate area. So his music and his stories have influenced many of us over many years. And so I'm very pleased to have him start updated information about what's good for kids. Part of what we do is hit the road and take really the best information that's out there far and wide. We also help sponsor the family child care providers in the food program so that they can use their resources wisely and feed kids in a way that we all know they should be. Hopefully, little by little, we're able to combat some of the problems that are happening with our kids in Eastern Kentucky with obesity, with diabetes, with just things that little kids should not have to be worrying about. And it takes the work of lots of folks together to make that happen. Resources that have been provided throughout the years from the government are getting are getting cut every year. For the last 4 years, our budgets have been cut. And so I really appreciate you all coming out this evening to help us fill some of that gap and to do some of the projects that we're really excited about doing. The next one that's up and coming is that we're teaming up with the International Book Project to bring 10,000 books to children in all the counties in Eastern Kentucky. So we're really excited to make that happen, and all we've got to do is pay for the postage for getting them there. Well, 10,000 good, solid hardback books takes a little bit of money to do that, and so we appreciate your help in helping us to reach that goal as well. Now, of course, something like this is never done just by one person. We've got staff in Prestonsburg, in Williamsburg, in Somerset, and then right here in this building. Some of the folks helping out this evening, Mary Kay Gilbertson and Michelle Reed, work right here in the front office, handle the food program, and do a lot of work to make things happen. And then the other person that works here in the office is our staff accountant. Now, a lot of you, when I say staff accountant, you might start thinking about